Hello and welcome to this 1v1 game on Air. Hello and welcome to this 1v1 game on Airport Dark. I mean Airport with the Dark preset. I'm looking very bright today in comparison. There we go. Today we've got Barack Obama playing 24th US up against Great Fisherman playing as 4th Mott Schützen. Looking at the deployments, we've got an F4 Phantom and a Weasel. So I guess 24th wants to pave the way for his Strike Eagle play. So that is certainly an idea. The only problem is you would be in cub range there. So you might want to send it a bit further back. Although I suppose you want to be in cub range if you're going to use the Weasel. But generally, this is a nice idea. And certainly you do have to do this, otherwise it just runs out. But I would do it a little bit further back, like back here maybe. But I guess if you want to do some sneeding, it can make sense. So, apart from that, we've got an M... This is like a 40-point tow vehicle going to there, so that's sensible. Bradley CFV, so he's got them both in the deck, which is interesting. Generally, people just bring one or the other, and he's putting that there. This is a forest. Your cursor should go orange when you're in a forest, but when you're a spectator, it doesn't work. But yeah, this is actually classed as forest, so it's a good place to be. You can use that tow 2 there. CFV going this way. Okay, yeah. The problem is, this is quite expensive, and you've not brought any AA with it, so you're going to get there, and then what? Like, let's say you get to here or to here, and you start shooting people, well, then you'll send a helicopter, and you don't have any AA. What you could do in that case is then hide it here, and then if he comes close enough, the Bushmaster will just obliterate him. But generally, if you want to do something like this, you need to send a bit of AA with it, like a Pivads. Pivads would be good, or a Chaparral or something. So that's that, and then lots of infantry. So M60 going to here, okay. 3 fire team dragons at 2 vet. The CV is giving them an extra rank of veterancy there. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it is. 1 to here, yeah. 1 to here, 1 to here. The problem with having a fire team dragon here is that it can't actually shoot that far. It can only shoot to about here. And so if they're coming down this road, you can't shoot them, whereas a tow would be able to shoot that. But, it's cheap, so I can understand what you're going for there. And then 3 engineers dragon, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here is interesting, because that means that he's not got any infantry here. Which means red could sneak through. You really want... this engineer's dragon should be there, really. And then a military police. Okay. Just to help the dragon, yeah, because it's a 10-man squad, and he's got the dragon for AT, so he's expecting to be attacked here, basically. And then ACV going to Elena and missing out Anna. And a second CV, which is going to Anna, and then it should... What you do is you queue up some orders here, as you've done here, expertly, and then send it to... send it back and then over to here, and the Meep is going over to here, so he's definitely expecting to be attacked here. Switching to his opponent's deployment, he's not attacking there. This is bad news, isn't it? So he's got 1 cub, and then he's literally just got a bunch of forward deployed stuff, and he's coming over here, and the opponent has not actually put anybody in this building. So we've got 2 PKMs, 1 here, okay, 1 there, fair enough. 2 Strellas, 1 here, 1 there, yeah, okay. 2 homosexuals, 1 here, 1 there. Now you've got 3 units in this building, which is just asking for it. You really don't want 3 units in 1 building. And then 2 FS Jaeger. This is not a good route. You will get hit on this route. You want to send it this way, as you did with the other guys. You're going the wrong way there. And the CV, which is going the right way. And then just a couple guys for Elena, but not actually contesting Elena. So Estrella, an FS Jaeger, and an FS Jaeger Metis. And then Estrella, 2 more homosexuals, and Scharf Schutzen, but he's not actually going into Fedor, which is interesting. And a CV for Boris Fedor. And we already spoke about the CV, that is... Right, well, okay, so what he should do is unload this here, cap this zone, and then load it back up to send it over here, otherwise he's just driving through Poland, he's not capping it. So we'll cast the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and I'd like to take the time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos, Will he be able to shoot that cub? The cub has been switched off, and now he's flying all the way over it, so the cub should now be switching on and shooting him in the back. He's opted not to do that. Could have shot him in the back there. But yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. Second best thing. I do lament the fact that he just didn't go for Paul at all. I think that's very strange. Here we go. Oh, but he switched it back off again. You got to wait for the missile to hit, you know, before you switch it back off. I'm pretty sure. I've not actually tested that. It looked like it was going pretty close, but pretty sure you don't want to switch it off before it hits or misses. So he knows there's a cub there. And yeah, Red's just got all the way in here. Obviously, 24th doesn't have forward deployment, and it's generally not a very good div in my opinion. Not sure why he evac'd this. Maybe it got evac'd simply from the being on low cohesion because a missile hit near it. It can't have hit it because obviously it would have taken more than 1 damage. And yeah, so not going great for Barack Obama because he doesn't have forward deployment. 4th is a pretty busted div, to tell you the truth. It's very, very strong. Yeah, this guy's probably should be running away. Special forces go faster than regular people now. It's not that much, but it is noticeable if you look at something like this. They are going quite fast. So this meep, you know, like these guys, they're not really helping. This meep is just going to be eating homosexual rounds from this fortress here. These should all be sold, and they are being. And it's not looking great for blue. I don't think a meep was the correct purchase. I think he should have gone for you know, some more infantry over here. He's bought a Cobra. This has been bought for the meep. So basically, you want to evac it as soon as it fires 1 missile, because then you don't fly over the enemy's AA. Although the enemy's AA doesn't exist in this case, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here, mate. Yeah, he's 2 vet, right? But he's you know, you just get shot by homosexuals and you become low cohesion. ATGM suppression values are too high in the opinion of this Marine. This guy's never going to get here. He's going to get blown up now. Oh, I think his spidey senses are tingling. He needs a bit of recon, really. I mean, obviously he's got this. It's very strange that Red just didn't bother capping Paul. I just don't think he's noticed. And you'll note that, you know, so he bought that Seed and that Fighter and these 2 Bradleys, and none of that has really done anything. And that was like half his starting points just on that. And so he's losing because his deployment just ain't that great. So bringing the meeps at 2 vet is exciting. I mean, maybe it's a good idea. It's rare to see it, but interestingly enough, you know, Red should really be winning, but he isn't because he hasn't capped Paul, so he's not actually got those points there. And yeah, the Bradleys without the AA, you know, it's a good idea to do it. Like typically, not in the opener. Just do it after like minute 1 or minute 3 or something. Just send them round, or even minute 10. This one being there was a nice idea, but it actually didn't stop any of it. So, not great for blue, and looking pretty comfortable for red. I mean, these Cobras are probably going to die simply because like there's no AA here, and I can't remember. 24th does it get Eye Hawks? I don't think it does. I think it just gets Pivots and Chaparrals. Cobras now have 6 HP, so they die even more effectively to the jets. Which can just fly around doing whatever. And this guy's not in cover, so he's going to get spotted from pretty far away. He has already been spotted by these fine gentlemen here. And if he gets much closer, he will not eat a homosexual because that's run out of bullets. So, presumably a plane will come and kill this. And I wonder what Blue's plan is here. Like, he's just given up on that. So I guess he's going for Fedor. But this is a very interesting deployment. And I think Red's done a good job so far. Obviously, you can't really predict if something like this is going to happen. Got a very good stabilizer on it. The Bushmasters is very, very OP in this. Well, say OP. Generally, things that carry the Bushmaster are really expensive. Which is a shame for the Americans, because it means that they can't really spam out Bradleys, because the Like, it comes with a tow too as well, so it just becomes a very expensive IFV, and it's only got 3 armor, which means that the homosexual one-shots it because it deals 17 pen. But yeah, I feel like Red is in command of this game. Blue should really be owning Emma, and really the only reason Red isn't winning is because he's still not noticed that he hasn't capped his back zone. It's just losing +2. I mean, he could send this, don't have to buy another one. And these Bradleys, you know, this is doing quite well simply because like this can't actually see that. Normal optics. It's mediocre optics. So, yeah, what can I say? Yeah, okay, so but this will die in one hit. This will die in one burst, I think. 1 or 2 bursts, because it's only got 4 HP. And so, if it gets in range of this, so he needs to stop right there, because if it actually gets into autocannon range, it's really going to have quite a bad time. And intelligently, he's hiding it back there. So, this missed twice, which is life in it. And, yeah, imagine if Blue had spent these units on some actual units, you know, maybe he wouldn't have lost this. Well, he might have done anyway, to tell you the truth. So, okay. Like, Red needs some recon. He's bought an arty piece, which is... Oh, he's actually bought a CV, finally. Hopefully the arty piece hits this building now, because he's just seen that fire. What you can do is ping it, and it will save the location. Not for very long, sadly. Pings don't last that long. But it will save the location. So the Eagle misses... Oh, I mean, it hit the second one. Oh, he shouldn't have evac'd it. He should have brought it back here. Although, you know, I suppose it makes sense to evac it when you've got no AA, apart from the pivots, because otherwise, if this was being baited over Chaparral or something, that would be cool. So, I guess Red's next plan, to be honest, he needs to put, like, an ATGM in here, I think. Or even, like, the BRDM2 Conquers, or that tank that Fourth gets, with the crazy ATGM on it, the Repairer ATGM, the Bastion. Just put that there, and then that's probably enough for there, and then you can focus on this, which he is doing. And yeah, Brock, you know, he had this zone, and he just didn't move up. He just kind of sat there. So Great Fisherman just walked in. He didn't even have to fight for it. He's got all these tanks, but they're not actually doing anything. So that finally went down. I think it got the recon helo. See what looks like a dead recon helo here. And he's finally capped his zone. He's not used his arty yet. I'm surprised at the lack of RM70, but I bring both as well. My fourth. So I would sell these. I don't know if he's not got auto sell on. He probably does have it on, but if you right click, once you buy this, if you select it and right click it somewhere, it will cancel the auto sell. So I'm really surprised he went for that and not the 2 guys in the open, because he probably could have... Oh, okay, here we go. Because he probably would have killed both of them, is what I was about to say. And there they go, proving me right. But yeah, one wonders what all of this is for, if he's not going to use it. Like, if he wants to go for Fedor, he could do it, go from here to there. You've got the Bradleys, you've got the infantry, but instead I don't really understand what his plan is. So, that homosexual can one-shot the Bradley, and you see he smoked too late there, so it went down. And the explosions look very nice at night time. I can't remember what happened to that cup. There was a cup. I guess it must have died, unless this was it. It's just been sat there for ages, which I find hard to believe. So, yeah, I just don't understand what all this is for. He's got so much stuff that he's just not using. Like, Red's doing a pretty good job just keeping all his stuff active, although I find it very strange that he hasn't gone to here. Like, he's got 2 homosexuals here, just send this one over there, and then you've got that covered. Blue probably assumes there's loads of people in here, and that's why he's not going for it. This is the Bastion one that I was talking about. Very good ATGM. So yeah, the Meep Abrams and the standard M1 used to have less range, which made them really interesting. But then Eugen doesn't like interesting, so they made them all have the max range, which is a shame, really, just sort of removing that variety. That guy's probably going to survive. And yeah, I would love to see Red try and get a CV in here. Just as car one, just drive it back here, like he knows it's clear, and he's actually got a CV. I guess he's put it next to this to make it shoot faster, but you've also got this CV. Because yeah, you can get stuff up to here. You could even just put the MTLB there to make sure there's no tow in this building, and then you just get the CV in through there, and then you just put it there. Oh, well, okay. Better yet is you put it here in this little corner. I can't actually. You see where those parking spaces are, and that because if you put it here, they can shoot you from this way, right? Whereas if it's in that little corner, they can't actually see it. Another good place is behind this. Um, okay. I mean, one wonders what it's all for. Wow. Really high skill level from Great Fisherman. Oh, never mind. His skill ran out there. Yeah, ran out of skill there. But I liked his skill where he dodged like the first 6 missiles or whatever. And then what I don't like is all of these evacing. Should really have left one on the base and have it cross back here. That would have been cool. Because now the enemy can bring his planes because all of your ASFs are now on cooldown. And you bought so many ASFs and it doesn't even matter. And yeah, one continues to wonder what Blue's plan is here. Just to sit there in the forest and lose time and people. Go and get some mortars on the go and get going. So Red, he's playing it very safe. I mean, I guess he probably assumes there's a tow in here. But certainly these could come over to here. You know, you go this way, you get them over to here, and then you get CV in. You start taking it. Both players bring in a lot of planes. Okay. There was nobody there. And Blue could really do with buying some arty, like one arty piece, because these things keep shooting at him. And he keeps pinging them, because he knows where they are. And he can't do anything, because he's not an arty piece. So I guess eventually he is going to go for Fedor. He's just sort of taking his sweet time. And he's not really bringing up his forces. Like, what is the point of all this? What is the point of all this? Maybe the Pivas being there might make sense, I don't know, but... So there you go, classic Artie moment. Artie in this game is a smiley face. And there goes the Zickarungs. That is a big waste. And then he evacs them both. And he really should have brought them this way as well instead of evacing them over all the enemy's people. Great Fisherman doing a good job leaving his AA off by default because he doesn't know when these seeds are going to show up. And now he's reinforced all this, so so Blue in his Blue trying to build up has actually given Red more time to defend because you get the same amount of income as your opponent. Obviously they don't really know where you're going to attack, and I'm just very surprised at Red's sort of caution here. Like, he could really have... He's got this guy in here. He knows this building is empty. He could definitely put a CV in here. He's got some arty for some smoke. If he had a mortar, he could smoke here, But even then, you could just put it here, behind this building. It's very common. You just put it behind this building and then you're fine. Or behind this building, or in that little corner that I told you about. So that the guys here can't shoot. Sadly, I can't, because it just snaps to the building. But you can drive into that parking space there. You don't even have to pay. You don't have to pay for the parking space. It's free. Free parking. Like in Monopoly. Where's that light coming from? It's like flickering light there. I guess it's the moon. But yeah, all this time, I mean, Red's winning. He's getting these points. It would be nice if, he's put the CV there so it can shoot faster, but... okay, so he's got the RM70 as well. He's actually brought that at 1 vet, which means he's only got 1. But what you do is you click the CV, you click F and you click on this, and then it will fast move, follow it everywhere it goes. And then, because right now he's basically manually put that next to it, which means that he opens himself up to counter battery and stuff. So here we go, National Guard M109. So you need to put a military police vehicle next to this. 24th doesn't get a military police vehicle. You need to not bring this and just bring the regular one. Basically, this has a much longer reload time than the regular one, but the game doesn't tell you on the stat card. It just doesn't tell you. But it's got a longer aim time. In fact, maybe it does. Like 62 seconds, 48 seconds, even though they're supposed to be the same, right? And that is a consequence of this not being National Guard. But no, the reason there is that this is at 1 vet and this is at no vet. It's not. The game doesn't tell you that reservist units have a massive penalty to rate of fire and aim time and stuff like that. And yeah, this Strela should really be here. He's not really reacting. He's just sort of dying. He's brought fighters. He's trying to fight the Eagles and stuff. He's going for the Cobra. Well, that was inspired. So, you know, one wonders why this Strela isn't moving up. And everybody's dead now, and would have been nice if he'd attacked with the Strelas. Looks like he's going to do some smoke. And, like, what is this? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, he wants to attack here. Okay, why are they all on foot and just sort of spread out everywhere and not really doing anything? Why is there no chaparral here? What is the idea? Like, does he want to attack here? If so, like, why are the infantry not in the vehicles? You know, why is this there? When he clicks all this and attacks over here, this will show up, like, 40 seconds after everybody else, because it's got to go all through this forest. One wonders why this is happening. So, cool attack from Red, but no CV. No recon. Like, if there was actually a unit in here, he'd be dying. But there isn't. Because there's Abrams, but they're not doing anything. They're just sat back here watching. He's giving them a fighting chance, I suppose. I suppose, you know, he's got the US flag, right? USA. Well, he's spelt it wrong. You need to just do #US if you actually want the flag to show up. So he's role-playing as the Americans, so he's only going to show up in, you know, in the last few years of the war and then take all the credit, I suppose. I guess that's the idea. You know, he's going to show up in 1917 or 1941, take your pick, and then take all the credit. I guess that's the idea. You know, you got to keep you guys safe. I honestly think he's just forgotten about all these. I mean, imagine how well this fight would be going for him if he had 2 Abrams here doing stuff with them, but instead he's just kind of what exactly? Losing to T-55s. Okay, so... yeah, I mean... what? Yeah, I mean, there is usually somebody there. There we go, this is what I was waiting for. Now he's just attack moved over there. This is his epic attack. And because these are all in the forests... and this is on the edge. They're all not going to show up at the same time. He wasted the air on some T-55 over here. He only had 1 recon, and that is now dead. And he's just drag boxing. You gotta start somewhere, I guess. So, yeah. What? What's that even going for? But yeah, Red hasn't bothered putting anybody in here. There's just 1 tank, so it's gonna work. But like, what the heck? It's really weird. Let's see if that pivot survives. It does, and then. Okay, but like the zones are here and here, and typically you would come from here to take this, and then you would get to this forest, and then you would go for that. But he's just... I mean, it's gonna work simply because I don't know where Red's stuff is. I guess he bought too many planes, and obviously he's got this, which is... and he had a bunch of mod shots in there, right? But oh, there you go, second recon piece. But like, There's just no rhyme or reason to it. The CVs aren't there, and the infantry, like, why is the infantry just over here? The infantry should be in front of the vehicles so that they can spot targets, you know, with some recon infantry, because, and then, like, you know, this, you move down here, and then you put a CV in here, you know, and then your second one, you get over to here. You don't just do this. Like, what is the idea here? And then over here, I guess, like, Red's going for this. Surely you've got a bigger problem here. I was waiting for this helicopter. Yeah, I mean, because the AA is too far behind, and the helicopter. Like, this is only one per card now because it got buffed. There's basically this historical accuracy guy that constantly tries to buff packed units by increasing the AP, and then they just become really expensive. This is now like the fourth or fifth time I've seen that happen. So this is now one per card. Like it's 125 points, so it's literally only one per card. And it's like, wow, I got my AP, guys. But if you never leave the armory screen, you don't really notice these things. So yeah, this was I definitely watched this happen. I've been told at times I can be too negative, so I just won't say anything. Yes, generally when you drag box a bunch of infantry and vehicles, the vehicles go faster than the infantry, go first, die, and then the infantry is left without vehicular support. So you got to be a bit smarter when you're microing. Yeah. This Stroller is out of rounds. I wouldn't really be able to do too much to this anyway. He's brought them at max vet to get the accuracy up, but it's still only 50%, and the range is kind of bad. Basically, this thing is your anti-Apache because it's got 2,825 meters range, and this has 2,800 meters range on the Hellfire, whereas everything else, well, obviously this does, but that's a cub, right? So you don't really want that up there. And so he secures this ground, and then instead of getting the CV round here and into here through the path that he's just cleared, he just runs it across the open field and dies. So, yeah, what can I say? Somehow he succeeded in neutralizing the zone, and he's just going to do the same thing again. Okay, so blue manages to take this back. I mean, red kind of... Like, I can understand clearing this out, but I feel like when your enemy's doing all this nonsense, you probably have bigger priorities. Also, one thing I have noticed as well is like this should now be moved up to here and so on. Like these should be moved up. They shouldn't just be. It's worth having. Maybe leave the anti-tank gun there, but the tank certainly can move, and that should be here. Yeah, a weird one. Like these, you've got a supply. Because he's just going to get in now, and it's not because your defenses are bad, it's because you ran out of supply. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, this could be there. Not seen the arty shoot in ages. You know, they should be firing all the time, really. Certainly, like, okay, there's a guy there, then you use your RM70 on that, and if he well, use your Akatsuya on it, and if he smokes, then the RM70, or just both. I mean, AA missiles, not great accuracy. The Apache autocannon beats the this thing. Not sure why all these weasels aren't really interesting. Oh, okay. I guess the Apache autocannon doesn't beat this thing. No, it's winning. It's just because this is National Guard. It's shooting slower than it would normally. Are they going to trade? If it wasn't National Guard... If he'd done that a bit earlier, though I'm pretty sure he tried it multiple times. Right? So... Blue has stopped the tick. Not sure how. Yeah. Red should have put some units in here. You should always have at least one close range infantry here if you own that point. And then, yeah, you get your 80 gems and stuff, but you should have one close range infantry here. Okay, so that's dead. But, like, I don't understand this at all. Why doesn't he hide things here behind this building? Why does he just stand in the open and eat rockets all day? Why not get behind something? It would be cool to see the RM70 shoot and this thing. You know, you spent all that money, spent all that money. Yeah, weird. I mean, I guess like blue now actually needs to get this, I guess, which is basically empty. If I was red, I would not. Oh, why do you? CV there. Okay, fair enough. But I would. Okay, so he's going for the RT. As you can see, counter battery in this game is really good. But yeah, typically you need two to get that. Sometimes you get lucky with one. That felt like it was two. What happened to it? Where'd it go? Did it just die? What the flip? The Strike Eagle get it? What the heck killed that? I mean, there's a big crater next to it, which makes me think that, yeah, the Strike Eagle got it. We must have two, because this is obviously full. But yeah, if I was red, I'd be desperately trying to get somebody over to here, and I'd be trying to get some close-range infantry into here, you know, because you know that this is empty up to here, so you get some close-range infantry. You can use the smoke. Of course, these are out of rounds. Then you can smoke your way back into here, and like blue should have some infantry in here. You should be trying to clean it. Really weird game, interesting game. So, like, Cubs are now 4 per card. He didn't upvet it by default, did he? So he only gets 2. I hope not. And these tanks just keep dying to these because they just sit there in the open getting shot at without AA behind them. He's just relying on the planes, and he's not really microing the planes very well. If you're going to do that, you always need a plane back here, like he had at the start, back here. And then if the jet comes, then you can actually intercept it as opposed to just trying to avenge it, like Tony Stark. So, it gets out. And, yeah, all this is still here, man. At least he brought some recon this time, although probably still can't see that. Yeah, you still can't see it. You would have to get really quite close to see that. Yeah, and then he's got some tank like this CV tank just chilling out there. He's gonna lose mid, and yeah, he just really doesn't want to buy any chaparrals. Maybe he doesn't have any. So he just keeps losing stuff to planes. That missed its second one, but it hit its first one. So that was running around with -1 HP, and then the Cub hit it, and it died. Because the Cub deals 9 damage. And usually it has 10 HP, so it would survive. But not this time. And yeah, you know, he could just drive this up to here and take it. He could do a lot of things. Or he could just sit here and lose. And that seems to be the plan. Certainly for red, like I'd be getting... I think he might be out of Cubs. No, okay. He must have 2 cards of Cubs at 1 vet. And then that's 4 Cubs still. Like, if I was red, I'd be trying to take this back. And I'd be perhaps buying some more Strellas and maybe resupplying my units. I mean, empty, 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 empty. You know, empty. No, never mind. This is 9 rounds. I take it all back. This is empty. Yeah, and certainly if I was red, I would move up a homosexual to here. Because isn't that why you took this? So you could put that there. Maybe not. Here we go. He's actually advancing on the road this time. So they won't get here in like a weird order. They will still, I mean, it still could be a bit better. but it's better than it was, certainly. And he's left the Eagle up here, in case a jet comes. He's still not got any recon. The infantry has still been unloaded really, really far behind, so they're nowhere near and can't help. But he will probably get in there, simply because he's just got a lot of units there. And yeah, he's still making no attempt to like take this, you know, take this. He is moving up there. And yeah, he should sweep this with the infantry, which should have been in the vehicles.
Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you, unnamed user, for subscribing to the channel. Because like now he's here, and like Red didn't really reinforce this. He kept pushing a laner instead of fixing this. Not really sure where Red's points went, to be honest. So it's dark, it's making me sleepy. Yeah, this is certainly one way of doing things. This guy really needs to put some chaparrals in. Oh my god, he's actually gone. He just didn't bring it. So, yeah, he just needs to work a bit on the combined arms aspect. Like, he just... The infantry not... You know, the reason for an IFE, right, is that you can bring the infantry with you. And then when you get close enough for them to be useful, you unload them, right? But you certainly don't do this, where you unload them everything here, and then just send them through, and then your infantry never gets there. And yeah, like why not have a guy in here and a guy in here, and put this so it can shoot down the road, you know? So it can shoot the reinforcements. Like, Great Fisherman gets it. He's actually hiding behind the building here. That is not behind things, and he's just gonna drive it to the open again. So, yeah, I mean, you know, people who don't have 2,000 games make mistakes like this, I suppose. And we've all got to do our best to accommodate such people, you know? Who's gonna clean the toilets? No, stop it. I'm a good person now. You know, who's gonna deliver your takeaway, you know? He just needs to practice a bit more. Hopefully he sees this game. Hopefully he doesn't see this part where I just insult him. Because the idea of the push, he's got that, and generally there's a good mix of units there. He needs a bit more recon, and he needed the chaparrals with it, really. Because the Pivads is just for the helicopters, right? It doesn't do anything about the planes. But it's just like the way he attacks. The vehicle should not be in front of the infantry. I know that might seem counterproductive, because in real life, you know, obviously in Fury, that very, very realistic film, all of the guys hide behind the Abrams while it goes forwards, right? To commit war crimes. I didn't make the movie. But in this, infantry is cheaper than tanks and has better vision. Well, okay, not in this case, but in this case, yes. And so the infantry should be first because it's cheaper. You gotta, like, you're not the American military, right? You are playing a game where you don't get court-martialed for getting loads of people killed. So you, like, what? Like, he took this and then he didn't move the CV up, and like he's got this and he's not moved the CV up. He's got the RT somewhere. Did it die? I died. No, here it is. Like, he could be hitting these buildings where the ATGMs keep coming from, but he just kind of drives into the middle of nowhere and dies. I don't... Maybe he is an American. But yeah, he took this back, which was actually pretty impressive. I mean, if he could have... He probably should have done that first. Because, like, that's a much shorter attack route than coming all the way over here. But yeah, Red wins, because he actually played the objectives, right? And you see he's got, like, flanking fire. So, yeah, GG to both players, but Red was definitely the better player here. I'm not sure Red could have done anything about this, except put that one Repaira there, because it would have killed everybody coming down this road. That slowed him down a bit. But yeah, GG. I mean, Blue got more kills somehow. And you know, this is a player, and Barack Obama. So he's got more ranked games than he has multiplayer games because he's reset it. He's reset his multiplayer game, so who knows how many actual games he has? Because this resets once every few months as well. So, but yeah, GG to both players. I work on my sort of like bedside manner, you know, or whatever it's called. But I didn't realize Red lost so many units. I guess it was like the helicopters and stuff. But generally, like Blue's attacks were really weird. And yeah, Red played the objective and then he won. I mean, that's like he could have played the objective a bit more. He could have bought maybe I say a couple less planes, but I think he got a lot of value out of them. Yeah, weird one. What can I say? GG. Do let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you around.